Hey Capricorn fam. So, some really interesting things happened during your pre-shuffle, and I'm going to tell you about them. I don't know if I'm going to post this reading. We'll see what happens because, well, I'll tell you what happened, but I feel so nervous and anxiety now. Ugh. Okay, so first of all, I started singing 2 words from this song. I was just humming and in my mind singing, this is, over and over again. And it's a song by LMI called This Is. And anyway, I'll link that in the comments. But there was that, which felt good and happy, but then it just took a weird turn. So when I was shuffling the tarot cards, the Knights of Wands and the Magician came out together, and I said out loud, "Oh, he's dangerous." And that's when I started feeling anxiety and nervous, like my stomach just got in a knot, and it's still there. Ugh, it does not feel good. And then as I continued shuffling, I was just looking into my crystal ball and trying to connect with your energy, concentrating on your energy. And I kept seeing someone watching you. After that, I noticed that my water bowl for scrying was empty, and I started to just leave it because sometimes I use it and sometimes I don't. And I wasn't feeling like I needed my water today. But then, like, I just kept feeling like I should go fill it up for a different reason, but I didn't know why. Like, not for scrying, but just like I needed the water here for some reason. So I went to go fill it up, and when I went to leave that space, I it felt like I needed to put frankincense oil in there. I have never put nothing in my water for scrying. So I started to walk away, and then like I immediately went back and put frankincense oil in my water, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so weird. Like, what is going on? And frankincense is one of my favorite plants. I'm also an herbalist, and it's one of my favorite plants because it's potent and versatile in health purposes, but also in spiritual purposes. And so I was like, what? And like I couldn't even think about its properties at the moment. Like I know them. It's one of my favorite, but I was just feeling so much nervousness and anxiety. I couldn't find my mental files about frankincense. So I Googled it real quick. And the 4 things that immediately came up was that in a spiritual sense and spiritual properties, it deepens meditation. You can use it to purify your space, It serves as a bridge between the material world and the spiritual world to connect to divine, and it enhances your intuition. And you can Google that, spiritual properties of frankincense, if you want to read some more about that. And then also, when I'm doing sign readings, I have these patches that I usually put right here, just to help me connect to your energy, connect to the energy of the specific sign, like as a visual reminder for myself, but also so you guys can see who I'm reading for, right? And I had you here, and I moved you up here and put you behind my sage to keep you safe. I don't know. It was so weird, that whole thing. So I'm gonna do this reading and see what comes out. Like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna post it or not. This energy just feels unsafe. But maybe all of that was just a side message for somebody. I don't know. We'll just see what comes out. And sorry, my allergies are bothering me. 'Tis the season. Anyway, let's see what comes out. I feel really distracted, so if I'm all over the place and this doesn't make any sense. Anyway, we'll just see what happens. Thank you for being here. I am an intuitive reader. I use words like he, she, him, her. I am referring to masculine and feminine energy, or as something that I see depicted in the artwork of the cards. I am not being gender specific. Me or tarot are not gender specific. We're referring to the energy. You can flip it and switch it how it fits to your life and preferences, okay? Never ever make decisions and choices based on a tarot reading. Let's get into this. I love you so bad. All right, what is this reading about for Capricorn, please? What is this reading about for Capricorn? What is this reading about for Capricorn, please? Also, I like to keep things transparent. They know how I like the cards to come out specifically, so sometimes it takes a minute, but I'll get these cards out. I'll take a minute to look at them, and then we'll talk about them together. You can fast forward through the video if you don't want to wait for me to shuffle and get things out. I just like to keep things transparent and do everything on the screen so you can see. So, what is this reading about for Capricorn, please? What is this reading about for Capricorn? Are you going to tell me? Do you want me to switch decks? What is this reading about for Capricorn, please? Do you want me to leave it with the channel message? What do you want me to do? Overthinking and intimacy. Anything else to tell us what this reading is about for Capricorn? What is this reading about for Capricorn, please? I'm not really sure what you want me to do. Envy, lying, humility. That is a weird combination. Why is envy, longing, and reality here. Why is laughter here for Capricorn, please? Why is laughter here for Capricorn? What is laughter about for Capricorn, please? And please be clear, very clear. Clear messages only, please. Why is laughter here for Capricorn, please? Thank you. Why? Why? Why indeed? Why? Why is laughter and why here? Oh my gosh, I think I got it. Why is laughter and why here for Capricorn, please? I'm going to move these notes out of the way. Why is laughter and why here for Capricorn, please? Oh. Oh. Why is laughter and why here for Capricorn, please? Yeah. Oh. Okay, it's starting to make sense. That is half the deck. Okay. Why is laughter and why here for Capricorn, please? Yeah. Okay, who is this overthinking and envious person for Capricorn, please? Who is this overthinking and envious person for Capricorn, please? Who? Thank you. Yeah. Oh, Capricorn. Like, I feel like I could have just left it at the channeled messages now that I see all these cards. You guys be so careful. I think that you went into something thinking that it was your person, like your forever person, like your perfect puzzle piece, your perfect match, your counterpart. And so it looks like it turned out, though, that this person was jealous, had anger issues, what's the word I'm trying to say? Um, obsessed, obsessed. Uh, no, that's not what I'm close. Maybe they have a porn addiction. Maybe they have a sex addiction. They're like constant. Okay, I'm not a prude. Don't get me wrong. Okay, that's saying too much of a good thing is not a good thing, right? Like anything can be an addiction. That's the word, addiction. Um, maybe obsessive too. Like their thoughts are occupied constantly with sex and sexual things. Um, like to the point where it's a problem. Like that, I don't know how to. Like brownies, if all you can think about is brownies, and the next time you're having brownies, and when are you going to eat brownies again? When are you going to see brownies again? When are you going to get to hold brownies and smell brownies and feel brownies and eat brownies and taste brownies? Like that can be a problem, right? That's all they can think about. It's a problem. It's interfering with their life, their work, their relationships, their mental health, like everything. It is a problem. Okay. Um, and I think that you are very, oh, sorry, let me finish about them. I think that they have a giant ego, um, a giant temper that they can't manage. They're envious. Um, and they have this addiction and obsessive thinking in the sexual department, right? Um, and I think I don't know if you've been alone for a long period of time, or you're just a lover girl or boy, or a lover they, whatever, that whatever you identify with and as, but you've been longing for your person. And I see that, like, I don't know, it just looks like you've been, not in a lack kind of way, because you look like you're whole. You look like you're whole, but you would love to have a partner. You're very humble, free with a smile and a laugh. Um, anyway, this person comes in and kind of just turns your world upside down unexpectedly, because it looks like you have been dreaming of this person, right? And you thought you had found them, and it was this wreck of a person and a disaster of an experience. And that really sucks. I'm sorry. And I think you've been questioning a lot. Why did this happen to you? Like, why? Because it wasn't like you were desperate to find someone. You wanted someone, but you didn't need someone, and you were patient and picky in a good way, right? And this person looked, outward appearances and beginning stages looked like everything you had ever hoped and dreamed of. And then it was still a mess. It was a mess. I think you have a lot of questions about why. why? Why did this happen? Why did they do this to you? Why? Like, why? And anyway, I'm very sorry. So also, it's telling me that after, um, it either looks like this has already just ended, or it's coming to an end. Now, please be safe, Capricorn. Please be safe. Okay. Um, it looks like you get back into your things that you do to create. I mean, here it's specifically showing painting, but it doesn't have to be painting. It could be writing or crafting or mm, uh, making music and lyrics, anything creative that you do and love. Um, it looks like you get back into that to I just heard you're a transmuter. You're a transmuter of energies. Um, anyway, you use whatever your creative thing is to get back to yourself after this mess, um, to balance your energy again, and to, there's another word I'm trying to think of, that's a little different. Oh, alchemize, to alchemize, to change that chaos into something beautiful. I just heard, I can't remember who said that, but to tell your stories, because um, everybody goes through difficulties, everybody goes through pain, everybody goes through hard times, everybody meets crap-tastic people, right? And when we tell our stories, it does two things. First of all, if we're saying the things out loud, shame cannot coexist, right? Because it doesn't have any hold over us. If we have spoken about our trauma or our struggles and trials, like shame cannot have any hold over us if we say those things out loud. Not that you should feel ashamed, Capricorn, because you did nothing wrong, but shame is a weird, weird thing. And it will try to make us feel all kinds of things that aren't true, right? And that's, I guess, what I'm trying to say is that when we put it out there, shame doesn't have a hold or power over us, right? Because we're not keeping it secret and letting us beat us up inside of ourselves. The other thing is when we tell our stories, other people hear us and they can relate to us, right? We can relate to them, even if it's not exactly the same, or we recognize that everybody is going through difficult things. And it helps us just to not feel alone in the great big world, right? So it looks like you're finding a way to tell your story somehow through art, some type of creative process, right? And that you are a spot of brightness in a time and place of darkness, and it's really beautiful. You're really beautiful, Capricorn. I don't think I'm gonna pull any tarot. I feel like that was enough, and oh, I don't mean to cut your reading short, but I got to get out of this energy because I'm starting to feel better, but I just need to get out of this energy. I hope you understand that. I am going to get some closing messages just to close out the reading. It might or might not have anything to do with this, just with this reading, I mean, with this situation. Just some personal messages for you, some encouragement, some wisdom, whatever comes out that might be helpful, calming to you right now in this time of chaos in your life. You're really beautiful. I can see that you're making something beautiful. And like I said, you are a bright light in the world right now. And it's really nice. It's really nice. You look so pretty and so bright. Can I get one more closing message for Capricorn, please? One more. Ooh. I love you so bad, Capricorn. Thank you. Okay, so the first card that came out is self-care. Take time to heal and repair yourself, reconnect with yourself, reconnect with the divine universe. The second one says eccentric person, a person with a different worldview. And I heard they're coming when I was reading that. So maybe you are an eccentric person. I love eccentric people. They're my favorite. They're my favorite. They tend to see things that other people can't see. Like they're good at pattern recognition. They're good at listening to their intuition. They're good at observing, and they tend to be more authentic. Anyways, you're this eccentric person, or maybe someone new is coming in for you after you calm yourself and recover from this messy person. And then reciprocity, and that also makes me think maybe someone new is coming in for you, but I don't know. Anyway, it's an equal balance of giving and receiving. And I just heard, don't just give, Capricorn. Allow other people to give to you. Receive also. It's equal balance both ways, right? Giving and receiving. Thanks for hanging out with me, Capricorn. I'm sorry this was a kind of stressful reading. Take care of yourself, Capricorn. Stay safe. I appreciate you being here with me. Let me know you were here in the comments. I always love to see that you were here. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Give me a hug. Love you so bad. Bye.